Now, it had previously been reported that the gunman used 30-round magazines, so extended magazines. If he went through 15 fully loaded 30-round magazines inside that church, that means conceivably he may have fired off more than 400 rounds inside that small building. In addition to the FBI and local law enforcement involvement in this investigation, the United States Air Force and the Inspector General of the Department of Defense are now involved. And that's because of the nexus between the killer's disastrous history in the United States Air Force and the question of how he was able to obtain the guns that he used in this massacre. In 2012, he was serving in the Air Force when he was court-martialed for assaulting his wife and for assaulting his infant stepson so severely that he broke the boy's skull. He was court-martialed in 2012. He was convicted. He served a year at a Navy brig in San Diego. The Air Force doesn't operate its own prisons or jails, so when you get convicted of something as an airman, you get sentenced either to an Army jail or a Navy jail. In this case, he did his stint in the Navy brig in San Diego. When he finished that one-year term, he was reduced in rank, and he was given a bad conduct discharge. But because of what he had been convicted of, because he was convicted specifically of a domestic violence offense, under federal law, he was not legally allowed to own or possess any kind of gun. But the Air Force is admitting tonight that at the local level, his domestic violence conviction was not entered into the National Crime Information Center, the NIC system, which licensed firearms dealers are supposed to check when you try to buy a gun at a gun store or a sporting goods store or any place else where they're supposed to follow the background check system. The Air Force has now launched a review into why his domestic violence conviction, which should have prohibited him from buying a gun, it was not entered into the NICS database. The Inspector General of the Pentagon is going to investigate this as well. According to the Pentagon tonight, quote, the DoD Inspector General will also review relevant policies and procedures to ensure records from other cases across the Defense Department have been reported correctly. The shooting in South